What is up, everybody? Brett here, back today playing some more Battle Brothers. It is our Anatomist run, and if you're wondering what the heck did I just miss, it was a pretty decent little fight against some Southern conscripts and an officer. And at the very end there, I was able to circle shank down the officer. Yeah, we got his armor, a padded mail and lemlar hauberk, worth a fortune, and we were able to get it for free here. So that's quite the great get. Why did I take the fight off camera? Just because I was hoping to get more things done today. Who took the most damage? I think it was Aracel. Aracel took a ton of damage. And he's got fractured ribs now. We got a level on lean hard. Okay. We're good. We're good to go. And we picked up two great tier 3 maces as well. The southern maces, the heavy southern maces. I think we're a little beyond that. Most of our brothers have like tier 3 fighting weapons that need them. Yeah, I mean, you're basically just comparing a winged mace to a heavy southern mace at this point. And I think we settled on the winged mace. Just having overall higher flat DPS might be a little bit more impactful most times. So that's the one we're going with. We're going to repair all this stuff that's worth cash, the scimitar included. Yeah, and I took the fight because I'm hoping to get to more substantive stuff today. And that was just kind of like a free little fight that walked up on us right as we were leaving the episode. And man, this armor is sick. We bought something similar. Did we buy it or did we get it in one of the last episodes with the Light Brigade? But this is our Anatomist run. This armor is huge. It's a 2.9. I think this is the biggest piece of armor we have, correct? I do believe so. Trying to look to see which of our two-handers we could pass it on to. It's very heavy. That's the problem. It's 36. How heavy are these? These are 32. So honestly, not that much worse. I'm kind of looking at Grump here. I think that looks pretty sick. And then we could pass the Sellsword's armor on to someone else. Not Heathcliff. You're a little too fresh, buddy. Probably Shay Teasy, who's still rocking a pretty weak helmet considering how good his armor is now. And then we pass this armor on to someone else. Probably Heathcliff, right? I think we're keeping the lighter armor on Vashir and on Hayan, if I remember correctly. Also, for sure, correct me if I'm wrong. And yeah, we'll be able to sell off some of these armors. The mail hauberk can also go on someone else. A lot of little micro changes here as we start today's episode. Alexander, for sure you take that, good sir. And I think that's it. I think we're good. Alright. Well, let's go back to Felsberg and see if we need to sell stuff while we're here. Get that done. Because we do have to go turn in our contract. What are the prices like here? Where's the Bear Hat say? Bear Hat says it's terrible. Okay. Well, just to clear up a tiny bit of inventory space, we'll sell just those shields, I guess. And we desperately need tools, so we will buy the tools. Yeah, repairing all that stuff might not be the move, turns out. Because we can't afford to in tools. I didn't realize our tool sitch was quite so bad. We're so good on cash. Not good enough to buy stuff, which is what I think we did probably in the last episode when we were with these guys. Didn't we pick up a new brother, or was that... Am I also falsely remembering that? That might be in the other run as well. Alright, I had to take 2 days off, basically, for real-life stuff. But I hope you guys don't mind. I'm recording this late in the evening. My kids have 3 days left of school. We had a wonderful day today, if you're curious. We spent the day in my local botanical gardens, and it was beautiful. I got some great pictures, and it was a happy day with my kids. And then I slept on my hammock for like an hour. That was freaking awesome. We get some good barbecue. I live in San Antonio, Texas. Not as much good barbecue as you would think, considering where I live. But good enough. Good enough for government work. Alright guys, so good roll here on the range skill. Happy to see it. Decent roll in fatigue, we'll take that. And then, what else? What else could we pump here? I'm not stoked on a 2-roll in melee skill, or else I would snap that off. I don't hate just grabbing the 4 hit points over, you know, like more melee defense, range defense. I think I'm just going to take the 3 in melee defense. I think that's just the superior stat, if you will. Leonhard at level 10. Obviously, his offensive stats aren't amazing, which is why we got fast adaptation on him. Backstabber doesn't apply to range attacks, but when he does use Sword Lance, it does apply. So that's interesting. We could go with that. Rotation is something that I have been favoring a lot on some of my brothers. I do want to get it on some bros. I don't think we have a lot in this particular run. I know we have it on a few bros. Yeah, only 2. So I think for Leonhard, we're just going to go ahead and grab rotation. I think it's a pretty close to a must-have on your backliners. Because I like to have my backliners, especially if they have Battleforge, be decently armored. And if your frontliners start taking tons of business, you can just swap them out. And it's a good thing. So get it now, sooner rather than later. Maybe it'll help us out. And then with Aerosol being completely wrecked, look how close he was to death there. They completely ignored his helmet. Let's get Grump in the mix. Anyone else take a lot of damage? Yeah, Hayen did, I guess. Wow, so did Vashir. Took damage in his armor anyway. Just want to make sure there's no, like, grievous stuff that I'm overlooking. But I'm happy to bring you guys in on a successful battle. Call that good, and let's make our trip over to Steinhausen to turn in this contract. Would love to find 2 more hidden locations. That way we could clear this particular ambition, make way for more, and then free up our retinue. We got to be getting close, right? Oh, we're super close. I don't remember how much it is that you get for turning in stuff, but here we go. Now we're 1 away. It might even be worth it to kind of come over here or over here to see if we can't get that done before getting there. And I think we're in good enough shape to just go ahead and take this fight. Don't know what it is yet, of course. Alright. Just some dude bros. Fortified up. Guns are excellent versus this. Shoot just right over the fences. We just got to get to the fences. And there's a mix of thugs here. Thugs are pretty weak sauce. Guy's got a good helmet. That's a good helmet. I'd love to get that. His armor's not bad either. It's not anything we need to, like, put brothers at risk to get, but it's something we would definitely like to get if we have the option. Let's pass here. Let's see what they do. I wouldn't be surprised if they come to me, but I'd also be a little surprised if they come to me. They got the fortifications after all. We just pass, and then see what they do. I was kind of hoping for a zombie fight. I just watched, if you guys have ever seen Train to Busan, pretty sweet zombie movie. I hadn't seen it, and I just kind of heard about it for a long time. And then I watched it maybe a few months ago. And then today, oh well, not today, yesterday, I watched Peninsula, which is like the sequel to it. And it was okay. Definitely not as good as the first movie, but it's supposed to be kind of like a continuation 4 years later. The zombies have done this, that, and the other thing. It was okay, but it got me in a zombie mood. Zombie killing mood, I'll say that. Alright. We're going to go a little top heavy with our formation. I think just Lucian and Hayen can probably come down here and force their way there. Yeah, I don't really have a lot of targets there. I'll shoot anyway. Yeah, a hit is still good there. And I'm going to jump as far forward as I can with Lucian. Because he can take the damage that perhaps Hayen cannot. Alright, here we go. Hopefully the kite shields will protect us. That harpoon kind of sucked. Almost got my shield. But our armor's getting heavy to the point where certain enemies just don't threaten us anymore with our heavy armor plus Battleforge. It's just too good. That's a big hit. Someone left me a comment in the comment section saying that we need to get rid of Wilhelm. No, thank you. Once we get to this point in the game, the only way my bros are going to leave our company is a righteous death. It's like in the 300, like the only way you're getting out of here is on your shield. It's the only way. You've come too far. I've kept you alive too long. Not that we want any particular brother to die, but there are definitely bros that if they go, we're not sad to see them leave, if you know what I'm saying? And Wilhelm as a killer might be one of them. Don't let him hear me say that. But he's not useless. I mean, adding fast adaptation makes up so much for his poor stats. He's just kind of a weird bro. Alright, let's move there. Start to threaten those guys back there. Down you go. Get our spear out. The whole point of this particular run, even more so than the other run, was to make use of bad bros. Normally I would never buy like killers on the run. I wouldn't even play with those types of characters. I only did it here that way we can experience some stuff we don't normally experience. Maybe have some hijinks where everything goes wrong. Kind of the point. If you play more conservative with your bro purchases in the early game, like you're basically just grabbing like militia, apprentices, like you're grabbing brawlers, like you're getting the really lumberjacks, hunters, like you're getting a lot of the good early mid-game dudes. I didn't really want to shoot there. I should not have. But we will step in here and use Death Blow and just crush that guy. Death Blow, of course, dealing more damage because he's stunned. And you know what? If I can here, I'm going to go ahead and switch out to the dagger. I'm going to try to get that guy, surround him, and dagger him up. Step in there. See if we can't break the dude who's already breaking. Step in here. I don't have my best men on this. Or top men, as Peter Griffin would say. God, I haven't watched Family Guy in so many years. It says top men. If you get the reference, you get the reference, I guess. So I can bring quite a few daggers to bear here. And now he wants to run, but we can't let him run. We do not have a dagger on Grump here. So Grump is going to ixnay this fight. Sadly, we can't disengage there. That sucks. If we can't surround them, then he's going to try to leave. The reason why I ran away with Grump is because he wasn't routed. Or was he? He was routed. I should have left with Grump. I should have kept him here and then sent 2 other brothers here. I'm not worried about these guys. I don't have to be stressed about them. The thing is, if he tries to run, our bros will hit him. That's the idea. That's the thing we don't want. So hopefully we can surround him. Finish that off before he gets a chance to run. The shield wall here, quite annoying. Alright, happy to see it. Now we step in there. Excellent. And now we can use our Reap attack. Alright, happy these guys are out of the picture. Use our punctures. He's most certainly going to have 9 lives, as they always do. So there we go. That's the 9 lives. And then we got him. So we're not getting the War Brand, which is just an expensive piece of equipment for us. But if we get that armor plus... There we go, on full route. The helmet plus the armor is a pretty good get for us. So cross your fingers. The dagger strat's finally starting to pay off. We're at the point where we're strong enough to like ignore guys like him. while we deal with the riffraff, break them, you know, but you got to be strong enough. You can't. I know there were a few people in the comment section who, in the very early game, was like, well, why didn't you just surround him and kill him with your dagger? It's like, it's not that easy. An officer in the early game, if your squad's not ready for it, will basically kill all of your men. There really isn't any, just surround him and shank him. It's like, he'll smash all your bros. And for our trouble, we got the armor, we got the footman's armor, but we did not get the helmet, which was the real prize there. And I feel bad, because I feel like it's because of that one stupid hit I took. But whatever. The footman's armor is still quite the prize. I forget exactly how much it costs. That's a hardy pickup. That's not a cheap piece. And that's something that can very easily go on one of our backliners, especially a bro who plans on having something like Battleforged. Like Wilhelm, I think ultimately will. Man, how many times have I gone back and forth on Wilhelm having like nimble dodge versus like Battleforged rotation, which is I think what we're gonna do. It screws up his overwhelm. Potentially, not all the time, but potentially. In fights where we have to sit back and wait for them to come to us, it won't mess him up. If we just remember to pass the turn, it won't affect his initiative too bad. But if we like wait every turn, it can. But you don't always know what the AI is going to do, so sometimes you wait. I think we're going to go Battleforge rotation. I definitely want rotation on him. Let's take that, and then let's get Battleforged. And then you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and boom, pop the footman's armor on him, and he's good to go. Let's take the 3 in maximum fatigue there. Happy to see a 3 in range skill. Thank you very much. And we'll even take this 4 in range defense. Get him over that magical 10 number that I like so much. And then Alexander here also finished off. He happens to have Backstabber. Let's get his range skill up. His melee skill outshines his range skill, which is a little different for most of these bros. This guy could have been a pretty good frontliner. He's kind of more of a poleman than he is a crossbowman, interestingly enough. Really good natural defensive stats. Decent natural melee skill for, you know, being a thief. But here, I think we just go rotation Battleforged again. Though his initiative is quite high. It just is what it is. Done and done. I'm kind of tired of overthinking certain things, so we're gonna call that. And yeah, this armor I think was our worst piece. That's 120. This is a 130. Yeah. So we got rid of our worst piece. Do we have anyone with incorrect helmet? These are all -1 visions. This is a, you know, in case we get an archer, which I do hope we get. And let us go. I'm actually gonna scoot down here. What is our wagon situation looking like? We're good. We got a little more room for junk in our trunk. Another very similar fight for us. Let me just quickly double check. Any bro is super hurt. Nope, you look good. Alright, let's get in there. Perhaps a little bit tougher fight. There aren't any thugs to take advantage of this time. But we might be able to do something similar this time. Maybe this guy's going to have some awesome armor for us. Man, 4 hunting bows, huh? Let's see what we're dealing with here. The Red Viper. So he's got a good helmet. That's a 200 helmet and another war brand. Once again, we'd like to get the helmet this time. The helmet is the real prize. It would replace almost all of our frontline helmets. But there's a lot of raiders. It's not an insignificant amount of dudes. Some of them of which have kind of deadly weapons. We'll pass here. I'm very curious to see if any of these dudes will come out. They're very, like, bottom heavy with their deployment. It's kind of strange. That's 4 guys who all of which are kind of tough deploying down here in this little spot. I don't think that's going to work out too well for them. Okay. We're going to jump the maximum amount that we can. And I'm going to lower the formation. Because the openings are here. We got to fit everybody in. I'm going to step here. Huh. Okay, Grump's a little screwed here. He's a little out of position. We'll see what they do. We should be able to get him in a position before it matters. Ow. Ow. Well, they put Berserker Rage on Willibald. He's not using a shield because he has a two-handed axe that he pulls out with quick hands. But they're nailing me with these bows, man. AI is not playing around today. This could be a wonderful shot. Not bad. We wait. And we'll shoot into here. I want to get these guys down. And that's why. That's why we shot in anyway. And I'm more concerned about the crossbowmen, stuff like that. Instead of reloading, we're going to take a chance here. We've got a chance for a good reap. And it was worth, I think. Okay. And we're going to step in here to close these guys off from Willibald. To hit one of those was more than enough. Okay. The battle lines here are interesting and not altogether undangerous. Undangerous is not a term. I hate that that guy just jumped in there. I should have seen it coming. This is going to be a good shot. Nice. Even hitting one guy was enough. Letting me get the reset. I'd like to get a kill here because I'd like to not get hit by that hammer. Okay. We're going to lock this guy in. But we need to step up here. That's great. Not going to be able to swing because we moved. We basically want to put someone here, that way this guy can't leapfrog. We don't need a Viper getting involved in this fight. Here we can switch into a shot. I'd much rather shoot this though. Beautiful. Reload. Alright, that guy's a nerd. Let's come over here and just lock this dude down. I was going to say, stepping in there is great, and then we can come in here. Wilhelm is more than a match for this. He's sturdy enough to kind of plug the gap, if you will. Don't take me out of context there, please. Excellent. And then Shay Teasy. You may have thought he was a humble axe thrower, but indeed he is a hammer wielder. And he just crushed all that dude's hopes and dreams. Grump is going to jump in here. Yeah, I was about to say, would not be surprised to see the Red Viper go to engage him. That's fine. Grump is pretty jacked and tan. He's going to handle that no problem. These guys need to get a little more in the mix. We're going to see about bringing them in some of these fights. Lucian, well, unless he gets stunned. I was going to say, Lucian's not going to need any help. Heathcliff. That's not how we behave here, sir. Routing is for the weak. Not the best shots. I'll shoot here. Whatever. The odds of us hitting the dude with the kite shield are terrible. That was not good. If I'd have thought about it for half a second, I just wouldn't have reloaded. Try to put some damage on that guy. That way we don't get shot point blank. And then we'll step in here and lock him down. Shoot here, hoping to kill him. Didn't kill him. I'll step in here with Lean Hard. Puts him in striking range of a lot of different guys. A little bit of overkill down here. Perfect. Shay Teasy being 2 for 2 there was nice. Going for the stun there is pretty sweet. Gonna open up some stuff for next turn. I'm really hoping we get lucky and get some sweet loot from this. Like some unique loot. It's a little risky, but I was going to say if we land it, maybe we start to break him. That would have been a good hit to land. This guy here is a little annoying, and I don't like that the only person we have on him is Rashid. I might just have to take this guy to task. We're also kind of inadvertently not hitting him in the head, which is great. It's what we wanted. Go for that stun. Hit him. Yeah. And get Lean Hard involved. At least we have a 4v1 here. Yeah, and he has line shots available. Multiples. And he went for the guys he thought he had the best shot of hitting. Because they're not shielded or anything. Which is great, because that means he didn't go for Rashid. Good puncture. That would have been a good one to hit right there, just to get this guy out of the way. He's kind of holding up the show. Okay, that's the armor, which we don't care about. And he is routed, so a hit there would be sweet. We got the War Brand, it's kind of like a whatever. Pickup is just money in the bank. Okay, full routes. And I think we'll be able to catch this dude. Hunting bow's worth a little bit, so we should chase him down. Run him down. There's too many valuable weapons on the field. We can't just leave them. And I said I was trying to get substantive stuff done today. Maybe this doesn't appear like substantive Battle Brothers play, but it really is. We're getting a lot of experience for this. Our brothers are hitting level 11 left and right. We're making cash, like real Battle Brothers cash, from these fights. And moment of truth, whether or not we get his helmet, which would be a decent pickup. We like didn't even hit it, man. And we didn't. That sucks. But money. Money in the bank. Tools that we needed. I'm trying to make sure I'm not overlooking anything that's like really good that I just don't see. I don't think so. Yeah, now our inventory is a little clogged up. Definitely don't want the war brand. Crappy shields, need not apply. That's good enough. That's all the micromanagement I feel like doing. Are we near like a major city? Not really. Let's say a place where we might be able to sell things better. While taking inventory last night, Grunt the Sergeant had a little too much to drink and ended up losing a dagger. You've had him brought to you, and the man, swaying on his feet, still reeks of alcohol. He hiccups as he tries to explain himself, but the best he can do is collapse to the ground in a drunken heap. The man laughs and laughs, but you see nothing funny about this. Thankfully, he only lost us a dagger this time and not like a scimitar or something. This is terrible. Last time we whipped him, I think, and the results were not good. This time, let's do latrine duty for a month. Let's try everything and see what happens. You grab a shovel, a bucket, and a crusty bit of wool wrapped around a stick. Latrine duty, 1 month. The drunkard looks at you and with wide eyes makes something of a plead. Sir, please, I hick, don't. The men, sir, they hick. You hold your hands up, stopping him. The man sways as he tries to stand straight. Cracking your knuckles, you explain the other option. If you do not wish to have these duties, then we can expedite your punishment by the whip. Which do you prefer? Amazingly, the drunkard actually spends a few moments thinking it over, his eyebrows rising and falling and a grimace passing from the side of his mouth to the other with a stream of realizations that there's no way out of it. Finally, he submits to the smellier of the two options. Quite shocked to see the choice even took any time at all, you begin to wonder just how bad the company's diet has gotten. Get him out of my sight. Yeah, we got lucky on that one. And seizing destiny by the beard, you declared your intention to travel across the land and make your mark as an explorer. Reasoning that uncovering new locations, be they dens of evil or prosperous villages, would lead to new opportunities for wealth, the men enthusiastically followed. In the succeeding days, the company has looked upon many a broad vista, surveying high towers and treacherous canyons. You have dodged many scouts, or enemy scouts, and made fireless camps beneath stars like 1,000 candle flames in the void. Charting the course of untamed rivers and skirting the hostile edges of uncrossable mountain ranges, the Dark Brigade can honestly claim themselves more widely traveled than many other bands of their kind. So I didn't see what we revealed. Did we reveal a location there? Because I could have sworn we still had one left. No. Keep going this way. Well, let's speed this up a little bit here, homie. Get off the mountains. Yeah, we are out of tools. That is no bueno. Many necrosavants in our current shape is not a fight we want. Let's just get our butts over to Steinhausen ASAP and get some tools. Happy to see these locations, though. Because they're going to give us something to do should we decide to travel back down this way. And I think we will travel back down this way. I'd like to get back to Wolfenfest and get more involved with the war while it's still happening. And we still have an opportunity to have fun with it. There we go. Big money for us. The ancient city is back in their clutches. They had a mine cave-in. I don't think I've ever seen that before. A tragic accident occurred and there was a cave-in in one of the mines. Production came to a halt until the damages are repaired and the miners are without means to feed their families. They also have ambush trade routes. This is all terrible, but may mean that the prices here to sell are good. And they're okay. They're okay enough, but they don't have a lot of tools here, which is really crappy. Because boy do we need them. We're going to sell everything. I'm not going to hold on to stuff. Sell that. We need to make a lot of space in our inventory. I'm going to sell the paint too. Normally I just go ahead and paint something just for the fun of it. And some of this stuff really is too good to sell without repairing. So we're not going to. I'll keep one sword lance. I'm keeping one gun. I'm keeping a cleaver. Our bros are all using kite shields right now. We shall sell the super shields. Mostly for thematic purposes. Could use a little more bread, perhaps. And with that, I mean, we're rocking a pretty fat 12,600 crowns, but we need a lot of tools. They have contracts here for us we can consider, maybe. Checking out the weaponry. We did have a bro that we wanted to get a fighting axe for, did we not? Heathcliff is using whatever weapon we just have that's good for him. The heavy southern mace currently working out well. I think it was Willowbold. We were talking about eventually perhaps making Willowbold just a bro with a shield. Shield plus... Because we do want him to be proficient at using his quick hands, and I also hate having a gap in my front line in terms of shields. It's an expensive weapon, though. 4,300 is not cheap. So for now, I think I'm just going to pass. To be honest, I'm going to just pass. It hurts a little bit. Checking the healths on some of my bros. Bashir is pretty much good to come back in if we would like. And take Willowbolt out while he's healing. Okay, let's see what these other contracts are. If there was a hunter here, I would take him. They're one skull contracts. People raiding the... I feel like I have to take this, guys. Because we are so close. No, we've already got it. With our free seat, we've got it. Okay, so we got the cartographer, the negotiator, and the scout. What I want is the paymaster. I need to just recruit 2 more men and let them go. Yeah, that's what we got to do. Let's do that real quick. It's worth it. I think I saw they had a bunch of cheap dudes. Yeah. So they have like a day teller here. We're not even going to bother to look at them and learn their names. Okay. And then with that, go into here. It should be unlocked now. And then the paymaster is great value. Reduces the daily wage of each man by 15%. Reduces the chance of desertion by 50%. And prevents men demanding more pay in events. Which shouldn't be a problem because we're not going to have a lot of like nobility. Although maybe the disowned nobles do the same thing. So currently we're paying 200 crowns per day. A little bit inflated. Tiny bit inflated by the 2 guys we just hired. But, you know. So 15% of 500 is not hard to figure, but I don't have to do the math here. We'll just go ahead and hire him. Boom. And then with that, down to 424. And then when we let these 2 nerds go. Sure. Always give the compensation. It's worth it to not put your men in a bad mood. We are men of honor. And with that, 415. So we brought our payments down by about 75, 80 crowns per day, which over several hundred days will add up. And it's going to get worse. It's going to get a lot worse. Especially once some of our worst bros die off and we start replacing them with better backgrounds. We'll see that happen. So I'm fighting brigands, eh? That's what it says. Kind of a brigand-heavy episode. I didn't mean it to be. But this is the type of fight we can definitely just step in on. Man, another fortified... Just triple fortification brigand episode, I guess. We wait. Taking the high ground there means he can't shoot. Nighttime favors us. I have way more range tools on my side of the field, but I don't need them to win this fight. They do. Or at least hurt a brother. Of course they can't win this fight. That's ridiculous. But they can hurt me. Like an ex-girlfriend who's got some pretty weird text messages saved in her phone. They can hurt us. I'm so glad I wasn't a kid during modern times. The worst thing an ex-girlfriend could have from me when I was a teenager is like a love poem or something. That's probably the most embarrassing thing. And then I'd probably look at it and be like, damn, that wasn't that bad of a poem. Let's go ahead and just switch out to our melee options. That was a good kill to get. Let Vashir do that one all by himself. A little annoying that they're getting a chance to step in on Alexander before I get a chance to cover him. See if Han can handle this fight mostly by himself. There's no good shot here. Happy to have landed the stun. Thank you very much. We can kind of stop playing with these throwing weapons a little bit. Just get in there. I was going to say, if we land that kill, that's pretty huge. I'm going to opt to move down here and help Hayan. Good hit. We're close to shutting down the range tools completely. Not that they're that big of a threat to us. One more to go. Alright, cool. Only Vashir took an axe to the face. Everyone else did fine. And down he goes. Nice. Vashir doing serious work. He's 4 for 4. And he killed both the men he engaged on. Nice. I was about to say, if we're getting that lucky, let's just keep being lucky. I was about to say, let's step in here and hope for the route, and we got it. Before I could even speak. Alright, and that's 2 of them shut down now. Get that kill. A hit there would have meant a lot. This guy's still pretty annoying with his Kramasax. Could cause a little bleeding. God, speaking of a little bleeding, I've got like a surgery that's going to be scheduled, not that too distant of a future. just getting my deviated septum fixed, but they're doing a lot more than just fixing it. The surgery is a little more like gruesome than I guess the typical way they usually do it. And I was having a little bit of second thoughts about it. Because I take, not to get too much into my medical stuff, but I take blood thinners. And I recently found out, honestly, that well, not honestly, but actually, that there's some, like, better medications for me, so that's awesome. I've been taking the same, like, old school blood thinning medication forever. And finally, doctors told me that years ago they developed better medicine, and then nobody just told me. And that I can start taking that. I'm getting, like, massively sidetracked. But that was just some good news. Like, when you take one medicine every day, and, like, once every 2 weeks I have to go and get my blood drawn so that they can, like, test my levels and stuff, it's pretty annoying. And I just found out there's a medicine that's been out for years. I could have been taking it, and it makes it so that no one has to take my blood, and it's a lot safer. Anyway. But anyway, I had to go and, like, do that. That way they could approve me for the surgery, which... It's normally like they kind of like drill holes or they like break a little cartilage, stuff like that. But for me, they're looking at like breaking cartilage or removing cartilage, breaking bone, grinding down the glands that are back there. It's going to be miserable. And it came to mind because like the idea is that like you bleed a lot from your face. Your face is like it's like a hard thing to stop up. It just never stops bleeding. And if you take blood thinners, it's extra terrible. And I take blood thinners. So, I don't know. It's kind of interesting. Something that's going to be going on in my life shortly. Oh, nice. They have some tools here now. Sweet. We're going to be able to fix everything we want to fix. That's great. I mean, I really don't have that much hate for just staying here and getting this stuff done. Drive off brigands. Okay. Yet more brigands. God dang it. And by taking these contracts, they're turning these locations probably into softer, easier locations than what was already there. But yeah, gonna be fixing my deviated septum. Hopefully everything comes out alright. I'm a little bit worried about the procedure. Because I've heard too many, not like horror stories of the procedure itself, because I know it's gonna suck. But mostly horror stories of people saying they went through the whole thing, spent like 2 months recovering, and then it didn't work well. But I've had like obscure breathing most of my life. So I have high hopes that it will be fixed. Long axe on the field, that's pretty sweet. We're kind of unfortunately past long axes, I think. The sword lance I probably will keep until the rest of the game unless I get some unique stuff. I can't believe all we did today was fight a bunch of raiders and fortifications. But yeah, one of the reasons why the surgery is like a little stressful to me is I've mentioned to you guys too that I train jiu-jitsu almost every day now. It's become kind of a problem. I do it a little too much. And I'm going to be out for a while if I go ahead and get the surgery done. And then I've got like a couple big trips planned too for this summer. I'm stoked to take. If you looked at my itinerary for the summer, you'd be like, damn, this dude's rich or something. I don't know. Like I'm spending way more money than I normally spend on anything. But it's mostly I'm going to Italy, I'm taking my kids, and we're going with like all my family. I might have talked about this already, I don't know. But it's super hard for me to travel, and I'm a little stressed about it. For medical reasons, it's hard for me to travel. Plus, I'm taking my 2 little kids with me. My daughter's just turned 11, and my son just turned 8. So they're like old enough to travel like well, but it's kind of their first time making a big series of flights like that, and international airports can be kind of hectic, I'm sure. I've never actually been in an airport outside of the United States. I mean, just getting them their passports was like a big kind of ordeal, which I talked about already. I'm not going to talk about it again. But I have them. I finally have them. They came in not that long ago, and I'm pretty stoked about it. So everything's going according to plan, but I'm stressed because I'm spending a bunch of money, and I'm not rich. And just the trip itself is going to be hard, so I just want to make sure it's something me and the kids look back on and we're like, man, that was worth it. And not that I was just like a stress monster the whole time, making everyone else miserable. Nothing's worse than being the one guy who has like all the responsibility on his shoulders and you just can't enjoy anything. Yeah, I don't want it to be like that. I'm curious if any of you guys out there listening are from Italy, or have traveled to Italy, or would like to travel to Italy. Definitely feel free to let me know in the comment section. I'm decently well traveled within the United States, but outside the United States, I have not traveled at all. And just in this one summer, I'm going to Italy and I'm going to Cancun, so I'm going to Mexico for a buddy's wedding. It should be fun. Taking my lady on that one. It's one of those like all-inclusive resort deals on like some kind of private-y looking man-made island. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird, but it should be a good time. My big thing is, like, I don't drink, like, at all. So stuff like this is always a little less interesting to me. We'll move here and maybe we'll rotate with Wilhelm. Put Bashir in. Maybe we send Rashid up here to try to help. Oh, this is going to be a sick reap. Yeah, let's just do it again. Beautiful. And with that, we made a little bit of space here. We just can't jump over it quite yet. Let's go ahead and do that. Stun would be nice. It would let me bypass that guy. We'll step here. This is a little shady, the situation there, and we missed this dude twice now. But yeah, I don't drink. So like going to like an all-inclusive resort in Cancun for me is like just going to the beach. I live in Texas. I can go to the beach in like 2 hours. I could be at the beach. Corpus Christi or Port Aransas or something like that. Some pretty nice beaches. Definitely not Cancun nice, but pretty nice stuff. I'm just going because, like I said, it's my buddy's wedding. And I'm happy for him. I want to show a little love. Plus, it's pretty cool to add Mexico to my passport. Maybe start collecting countries on that bad boy. That was the wrong guy to hit. He was not a threat. Definitely should have hit this dude, who was 100% a threat. Nice, and we routed him anyway. You're gonna wait, good sir. We want to shut down that dude. We'll get up here. That ended up being quite the good turn. This guy's still fighting though. But yeah, that's kind of the big plans for my summer, if you guys are curious. I may also be going to Colorado at some point to visit kind of a friend type of situation. But I'm kind of... If it sounds like I'm doing a ton of traveling, it's like I'm making up for like a decade of not going anywhere. Unless it was basically the army telling me where to go. Or I was just going home on leave to see my family, which I hadn't seen for like a year or something, you know. God, I had one time, it was my first ever Christmas leave when I'd been in the military maybe about a year at this point, and I had a new platoon sergeant, run them down, who hated doing paperwork. So Christmas rolls around and everyone's trying to put in leave to go home, of course, and I guess he got so flooded with paperwork that he lost mine, and he didn't tell me until like the literal last minute. And my options were to not go home for my first Christmas away from home, which was like not an option, or to eat like $1,000 plane ticket that I had to buy, I had like maybe a $250 plane ticket that I had bought well in advance, and the only ticket that I could get was because I had to, oh my god, I'm not telling this story well, but basically he screwed up my flight so that my itinerary wasn't approved, had to buy a new ticket, and then the new ticket I had to buy was like $1,000. And when I went back to him with the new itinerary and he was like able to get it approved, he acted like he did me a favor, and I was like, dude, you just cost me $1,000. At the time, I was like a private first class. I was like, $1,000 to me is basically like what I make almost in a month. Living in the barracks, you make like $1,600 a month or something like that. I was like, you cost me almost an entire month's pay just to go home for like a week. Man, it was miserable. Wait, what are they trying to do? Are they trying to take it back? Huh. Southern soldiers are approaching the ancient city. This is the kind of thing I wanted to get involved in. I'm not going to do it from here. So I'm done with this. I'm done with Steinhaus. We gotta get, this place is cursed. Let's get the heck out of here. Yeah. And let's take our new ambition. I'd like to get to Wolfenfest before the end of our episode today. So what are we going to do? The fires of religious turmoil threaten to engulf the lands. Let the company be forged stronger than ever by the... Got it. We've kind of done this. I think this is a free roll. Defeat another mercenary company. We have to control left click. I'm thankful that it tells you how to do that now, because I've struggled to remember how to click on neutral stuff before. This we can do. It's tough, but we can do it. And become known as Glorious, which we're also not that far from doing. Let's just pick either the northern noble houses or the southern city-states and work with them to win their holy war. Every army destroyed and every contract fulfilled will bring you closer. So I think in order for that to count, we do have to do some sort of mission. Even though we've already done a mission, I think, and don't quote me on this, that unless we do a mission before the war ends that includes us helping to end the war, we don't get credit for it. I'm not positive on that, though. I wish I could give you guys a definitive answer. We did get a level on Heathcliff. Heathcliff is a Battleforged bro through and through. Happy to see a good roll there. We do want to get him over 50 resolve, though that's probably not critical. I'd much rather have seen good rolls in fatigue, and I'll take the 3 hit points. It's a retired soldier. He's an old man. Backstabber's hideout. I'll leave this stuff here, and next time we maybe need to travel to Steinhausen, we'll have a couple fights along the way. Maybe these guys will level up. Taking this fight is not big money for us by any means. And they've got the contracts here, man. Prices to sell are quite good. So we shall. Yeah, it hurts my heart to sell a long axe, but we're going to do it. Need to buy all the tools we see because we're running low. We also could use a little more food. Get us back up to 9 days. Everything else I think is fine. Sure, we'll sell the furs. Two heavy crossbows would not be bad purchases, I feel. We're not going to do it. I wish they didn't have ambush trade routes, because we could have really used like a good shop. And I mean, these two, they have 3 contracts here. We should talk about what they could be. So in the nightmares, I think that's basically always Alps. Or can it be witches? I'll need some time to think about this. That could be fun but deadly. Drive off brigands. Basically go back the way we came. I'll need some time to think about this. And then this here. Okay. Repel invaders from the south. Intercept all southern raiding parties around Eisenstein. Got it. Okay. So I think when we come back next time, guys, these are all good things for us to do. Yeah, it's going to help us get involved more with the war. It's kind of a unique mission as well. And maybe we fight some Alps. That'll be kind of fun. And I think that's going to be it for us today, guys. Yeah, my name is Brett. Channel's Good Talk Gaming. Hopefully you didn't mind a little personal rambling. Hope you enjoyed today's episode, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.